Hey there, StarCraft fans. It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today it's going to be a match between Effort and Bisu here on Fighting Spirit. Top right-hand corner is the brown Zerg player Effort, one of the greatest Zerg players today. And in the top left, it is the legend Bisu. He's wearing blue. Alright, so top left-hand corner versus top right-hand corner here on Fighting Spirit. I'm sure you're familiar with this map. I need to find some games games played on snow maps, because I kind of feel like, I don't know, I kind of feel like I don't cast anything on a snow map, and I've had requests for it, but maybe I can sort bwreplays.com by map. Alright, I'll check it out. I'll check it out some other time. Right now I'm casting StarCraft though, so hit that like button if you're excited for Bisu. Hit that like button if you're excited for Effort. It gives me more visibility with the algorithm. And let's get right on into this thing. What's the Zerg player up to? What are you doing, man? Gonna go for a 9 pool. Check that action out. Certainly is. Certainly going for the 9 pool opening here. Hang on. Okay, overpool. Overpool it is. Not a super fast 9 pool. Overpool, so not quite aggressive. But preparing for perhaps a lot of zealots. That might come from Bisu. We've seen him beat Zerg players before with nothing but just pumping zealots and throwing them at the face of the Zerg until they die. It's an interesting strategy, but it totally works. We've seen it done before. Did you check out the Cheese compilation, by the way? Cheese compilation number 3 involves incredible players. Okay, neither of these players are here, but we have Flash, we have Yellow, we have Hwasun, we have Zero. We just have player after player after player involved in this thing. It is the highest level Cheese I've cast. Thanks to Squeal of Fortune for putting together that for me and screening the replays. But, yeah, check it out, please. I'll put a link to it in the top right or in the description. If you haven't watched it, you need to do so. Anyway, tried to expand. Nice pro block, though, out of Bisu. Shuts that right down. Some Zerglings are on the way, but they're too slow, man. It is too slow for Zerglings to show up and save the day, so let's go ahead and possibly expand to the right for the third base, at the third base location for the natural first, which is totally fine. Hold on. You don't want to do that. Just kidding. That is too easily accessible. Down here, though, this is fine against Protoss. So Zerglings come down, and that's going to be a canceled probe right now. And the expansion goes down late. Still blocking. Holy crap. Bisu, you are a beast. You are a true beast in Protoss form. Look at this. The expansion... Okay, I don't know how he got that. How'd you get that down? That probe was in the circle, man. Either way. He's double expanding here now. Going for what's kind of a quick third, really, but that's okay. Bisu's going for the Forge Expand, so he can't really kill you fast either. So probe doing great stuff, man. Doing the harassment, doing the blocking, getting some shots off on stuff, and winning the day. Checks for gas, does see the gas coming up, so this might be some kind of a speedling attack, but nah. It's too late for that, right? By the time you have enough gas to start speed, and by the time speed is done, you're going to have enough to handle it. This is not the tenuous position where you're worried about Lings coming. They're not. They're not on the way here. The probe is making sure of that. And so you're delayed if you're Effort, but you're not dead. You're just delayed. So don't worry your pretty little head about it. Cybernetics Core coming in now for Bisu. Probing up as you do if you are Bisu. And really, any other Protoss on Earth should be probing up a lot at this stage of the game. So it's not unique to Bisu in any stretch. Timing on the drone coming down. It's the tiniest Mater transfer of all time, but he comes down with the drone. Times it really well, actually. And the drone can return to his new third base. Beautiful. Same timing here at the natural base. Pop. That's the sound hatcheries make when they pop is pop. Bet you didn't know that, did ya? Lair on the way from Effort. Feels like lurker pressure to me. Or, again, just going for Scourge. There's always a time where I'm like, do Zerg make Spires? Of course they do. You don't go Mutas because Corsairs are real. But there's a Stargate, and you want Scourge versus the Corsair, and so great. Kind of buttonholed into this opening, but it's all good. Don't you worry about it. Zealot trying to get some stuff done, but there's a Ling here. Kind of feel like you could get in there and get some stuff done with the Zealot, but he goes to the third base instead, which has no Zerglings there. Maybe it's a better opportunity for him, I suppose. Speed's almost done for the Zerglings, but not quite there yet. So the Zergling is going to chase behind slowly. But again, 2 Lings versus a Zealot, they're not going to win. More Lings are coming down, though. So the Zealot has a bit of a window here to kill some of these drones. Possibly, depending on the micro involved. Oh, look at that. Look at that. God, that was amazing. Great micro from Effort. And then the Zealot, pretty decent micro here too. He does 3-shot these Lings. Doesn't want to get surrounded. The goal here today is not getting surrounded. Drone's going back to work, just kind of staying on the southern section of those mineral patches, which is hilarious. And Zealot, oh my golly, that Zealot though. Getting more hits off than normally should, but again, that's what happens when you have insane micro. More Zealots running about. First Corsair is out. The Spire is not done yet, so anti-air is woefully late for Effort. Zerglings aren't going to be able to do much here. Maybe a run by up there? Can't imagine. Oh, the Zealot moved. Why'd you move? Is it bait? He's like, hey, why don't you come in? Dude, that's open. That's an open. Okay, well, I guess these Zealots are a reason to make the Zerglings come home. He's not even making Sunkens. This is not a great game for Effort, I gotta say. He's kind of being picked apart here in the first 6 minutes. Zealots on your ramp is bad because you can't... Not only cannot surround them, you can only hit them. They can only hit you 1 at a time instead of 2 or 3 or 4. And eventually you'll win, but man, the cost efficiency here is through the roof on those Zealots. Corsairs are killing Overlords everywhere because, well, Scourge are on the way now, but they haven't been here for the last minute or so, and that's what matters is minutes and seconds in StarCraft. Another macro hatch coming up. Dude, if Effort can win this thing, I'm going to be beyond impressed. I will. He's just so far down. So far down right now. Scourge running about, trying to find them Corsairs. A 4th base on the way from Effort. He's got 2 macro hatches and a 4th. How insane is that? Is it insane? I'm going to call it insane. Templar Archives on the way. You want that Storm against Zerg. It's really a lifesaver. Well, both those Scourge die for nothing. That's unfortunate, but I guess you got a Scout off, so that's not bad. If you don't have Storm against Zerg, you're just going to die. You're just going to die to Mass Hydra. That's how that works. I know Storm is really good, and honestly, maybe you could use a bit of a nerf. Maybe. Oh, sunken up. Drone's fighting here. Oh, sacrificing a little bit here, too. Some Overlords are going to get wrecked by the Corsair count. Scourge do take down one of the Corsair. That's fine, but there's still 3 of them. Kapah. 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 But seriously, without Storm, Mass Hydra just wins the day. I mean, I guess Reavers exist, so maybe not that easily, but still, Storm is the better option. Anyway, Zealot makes it all the way to the main base with 4 kills, and he's going to try to get more. Look at that speed kick in. Woo! We're zippy now. These drones have to fight for their lives. That sucks. Scourge trying to kill these Corsairs to ring around the Rosie on the cannon for the time being. You come to the next cannon. Boop. 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 Ah, the jukes! God, Bisu, you're disgusting. You are disgusting at this game. Alright, well, let's take stock here. It is 54 to 74 supply in favor of Bisu. It's 50 to 30 wood workers in favor of Bisu. Zealot harassment still causing major problems for Effort. They've got legs and +1 attack. They're getting in the main base again. This is just kind of snowballing out of control for Effort here. I don't like it very much. I don't like what I'm seeing here for the Zerg at all. Corsairs. There are enough Corsairs to kind of absorb the Scourge. And all these Overlords are going to die. And Effort is supply blocked for the 8th time today. And the Zealots are trying to take down the Spire, which is not going to happen, but it's a good, admirable effort. Nevertheless, being supply blocked, 59 Zerg supply out of 38 available is a rough place to come back from. And I mean, Bisu hasn't even started the 3rd yet. He's still just 2-basing it against the 4-basing Zerg, but he's done so well. Did I hear DT swipe? I did hear DT swipe, because of course they're DTs. There's the Templar Archives. Who needs Storm and he can go DTs, is what Bisu says. Alright, well, I mean, that Overlord's alive, and that'll save the day down here in the bottom right. This Overlord's alive, too. So, the DT is going to hide in a corner, but this army of Zealot Corsair DT, man, it's a viable strategy. Look, he's not even microing against the Scourge. It doesn't matter. There are too many out. Too many Corsairs. The Mutas can't handle it. The Overlords are going to die, and that's your good game in your sneaky twofer today for game number 1. Bisu just kind of controlled that game from start to finish in 9 minutes. Never even had a 3rd base. Went for the Zealots with speed and +1 attack. Went for the Corsairs. Went for the DTs to some extent. And just, again, the delay on the natural base was massive. Never losing a probe, never dealing with any kind of attack from effort at all, keeping the pressure on consistently, sending in 2 or 3 zealots when the Zerg player feels safe, and he's not. He lost so many workers with those little zealot attacks. So many drones went down just to 2 or 3 zealots inside the base. It's nuts. What a match. Bisu just showing why he is who he is and why he's terrifying in every way. Woo! Okay, so game 1 is over. Let's check out the final score, and we'll get to game 2 here between Effort and Bisu. 33,000 and 28,000 points. Again, it's not as big of a deal, but that's just because there was so much produced here by Effort. He was able to get a ton of drones up, but it didn't really matter because they kept dying. He got Lings out, he got Mutas out. Ended up only killing 11 Zerg or Protoss units and losing 56 himself. That ratio is just gonna lose you every game you ever play. And then resources here fairly even, except Bisu is up in every category, and fairly convincingly too. Off at 2 bases, compared to a 4 basing Zerg, just goes to show what kind of work account we were dealing with there. We're really favoring Bisu pretty much the whole time. So let's move into game number 2 here. Through the magic of YouTube, here we go. We're back on Fighting Spirit. Same 2 players, different colors, different spawning locations. Top right-hand corner is the yellow Protoss player, Bisu. And in the top left, we're staying on the top side of the map today. Apparently, it is the purple Zerg player, Effort. Alrighty then. Who's going to come out on top this time is always the question when we do these sneaky twofers. Man, did I trick you? Did I trick you in game 1? Were you like, how on earth does Effort survive this game? How does he make it 10 more minutes here? And the answer is no. The answer is no. He did not. Surprise! So trust your instincts. If you were like, there's no way Effort wins this game, how is this long? Well, that's your answer. Anyway, more probe harassment. That early probe for Bisu did more work than possibly any probe has ever done in the history of PvZ. Just the delays. The delay on that natural base was like a minute and a half, which snowballs immensely in StarCraft. It is a game of snowballing. You get behind a little bit, and you're like, I'm just behind a little bit, but your opponent's not behind. And their ability to be at point A at this point in time, and you're not at point A yet, and then they're at point B, and you're at point A, and they just continue to be ahead and get more and more ahead. And it's a exponential growth for how ahead they are. Now, this probe needs to, I mean, you're going to move out? Yeah? Okay, you're going to move out. Question is, do you find the Zerg first? Because in a lot of the longer macro games that I cast with Bisu, he doesn't find the Zerg very early and can't employ his patented early aggressive style stuff with the zealots and the drone and the probe very well. So I think that is an issue, honestly. If Bisu can't find the Zerg player fast, it's an issue for him winning fast. I'm telling you, every macro game I cast of Bisu's where it is 20-30 minutes long, he scouts the wrong direction first. And I think that just throws off his entire plan. So anyway, are you going? Nuh-uh. That's a scout. Tell me that's a scouting drone and not a 3 hatch before pool style play. It's not. Okay, so pool going down here at boop, 11 supply. Hatch gone down at about 12. There was a minute there where I was like, did you just go 3 hatch before pool? And that wouldn't work just because there's going to be a zealot in your base sooner rather than later. And 1 zealot can really kill a lot of drones if there's literally no sunkens and no lings to stop them. So getting a pool up is the smart and safe way to go. There's already a zealot moving out. See, here's what I'm talking about here. The pool's not done. There's already a zealot coming across the map. Did he delay the... He must have delayed his expansion to make sure the zealot came out here. This is not a forge expand at all. This is a gate expand with an early zealot and another early zealot. This is 2 zealot pressure into an expansion from Bisu, and I'm kind of in love with it. It really punishes a greedy Zerg player who delays his pool like this. Zealot shows up, is going to bypass the natural. No hope in killing that anytime soon. Let's see how many drones we can kill. This probe is messing with the AI a little bit too. The pathing on the drones is problematic. I mean, there are those 8 lings? 4 sets of lings on the way. Wow. That no, you know what? With 2 zealots and a probe, 8 lings is maybe not even enough. God, these poor drones, though. So the lings show up. The zealot says, I got to get back to my safe spot back here behind the minerals where you can't surround me, and it's not cost efficient for you to kill me up here. Another zealot shows up. Early shots with the lings are nice. Early shots on the lings are nice, too. So that zealot's done, but he does end up taking down 4... Oh, he's not dead. What? He's not dead. He's got 7 HP. Okay, he's dead now, though. Yeah, okay. He's dead now. Good micro. Not bad micro, honestly, on these lings. Trying to keep him alive. This Zealot ends up getting... How many kills do you get before you die, Monsieur Zealot? Not as many. Not as many as his friend, but he pumps some lings out there. Another Zealot has shown up. Is that it? These lings, or these Zealots feel defensive. Yeah, this Zealot not going to be as great as his buddies were. Yeah, no, not at all. So force the Zerglings out, which, dang it. I mean, Effort wants to make a bajillion drones early. He doesn't want to make Zerglings early. But he was forced into it, so he did it. Is he going? Ooh, that's a fast Hydralisk den. This is feeling pressure build. This is feeling I show up at your front door with Hydralisks with range in a couple minutes. And if you don't have Storm yet, you just sort of die. I like it. I like the response here. Early Zealots mean you're slow on your tech and your economy too. There's not even a Cyber Core yet, you guys. That is how aggressive that was out of Bisu. He was slowed down immensely. But got some stuff done. Killed a couple drones, killed a bunch of lings, delayed some mining time. Was it enough? I don't know. So Hydralisk Den is done. Does he have the resources? He doesn't have the minerals to go for a range upgrade. I think he does now. Let's watch that production tab. Oh, he's going for speed. What? What does speed do for you? You want the range. You want to sit up here with range and just murder everything without taking any hits. But speed is better for microing against Zealots. So if you're worried that Bisu's going to have a ton of Zealots coming at you, then perhaps speed is the way to go. Stargate. Oh, there's a Cyber Core up here. It's behind the stupid... Darn it. Wait, how did I... Come back? Come back, Vision. There we go. There we go. So third base gets scouted. I'm pretty sure Bisu knew this was here. Just wanted to get some visual confirmation. And the Hydra opening is pretty much going to shut down the Corsair attempt. So I would be shocked if we see too many Corsairs, especially once he knows that Hydras are coming. But Zealots with legs do pretty well against Hydras, unless they're microed exceptionally well, which Effort is capable of doing, and especially if they have speed themselves. So I really like where Effort's going here. He might split this sneaky twofer. Sure, he's down 50 to 37 supply, but we're early. We're early. Around the 11-12 minute mark is where a macroing Zerg really starts to catch up in supply and surpass a Protoss if everything's going well for them. Everything's going poorly for them, it won't, and then they're in trouble. So Corsairs moving out, but again, they're going to meet Hydras at every one of the bases they tried to murder Overlords at. So production tab says another Corsair, but at this stage, I think he might cancel that Corsair. I don't know that you want two here with this many Hydralisks out on the map. Did he let that finish? He let it finish. Okay. Just Ling Hydra versus Zealot is really good. If the Zerglings can buffer a little bit here. Okay, that's not great. Maybe don't walk right up to the Zealots with your Hydras and die. Not really recommended. He is getting a range too, though. So range and speed will be done shortly. The upgrades aren't that long. I guess I could have figured he was going for both. Supply block with the Corsairs. Cannon's getting focused down. Cannon down. Range is almost done. The Hydra pressure. Back it up. Back it up. Okay, I guess you don't. There you go. Range is done. Back it up. Back it up. Oh, that poor Zealot tried to come out. This is where things get bad. This is where things get bad if you are a Protoss player. Is when these shenanigans are happening. You're losing buildings. You're losing the gateways. The Corsairs are flying around killing Overlords, but I don't think Effort cares at all here. I think he could probably move a couple of these Hydras up and finish off that Forge, which is resurging +1 attack, and killing it would be nice. There you go. 3 Hydras attacking it is much better. Can they get it before the upgrade finishes? Oh, it's going to be close. Upgrades are so slow. The Zealots are trying to save it. The Zealots are trying to save the upgrade. And it finishes. It just finishes. Okay. +1 Zealots do much better against Hydras than +0 Zealots do. Holy cannoli. Storm is on the way too from Bisu. That was massive. Getting that +1 upgrade just barely was hugely important. Hugely important. Alright, well, at this stage, do we feel good about Effort's chances? He's down about 20 supply at 8 minutes, which again, not too much to worry about. He really invested a lot in the Hydralisks with range and attack upgrades, and actually going further with missile attack upgrades too. So the problem is that Storm just absolutely pwns Hydras into the ground. So that's what I'm worried about for Bisu here. Zealots with legs and +1 attack are a lot scarier than Zealots with legs and plus no attack. I mentioned it earlier, but it bears repeating. It's just, oh, that was massive. That was so big that Bisu can start +2 now instead of having to restart +1. Fourth base on the way from effort. Really droning up here too, protecting his third base with some Sunkens and some Hydras. And if you have a good Sim City set up here, it's really hard for Zealots to take down a base with a wall of buildings, Sunkens behind, and then a bunch of Hydralisks. It's just not ideal. You know what we don't have at the natural base, though, is more than one Sunken. I don't know about this. Is he going to be able to get in here? Is that what this is? I mean, the Corsairs aren't accomplishing much, but these High Templar will. Storm is definitely done. All right, well, here goes nothing. Zealots just kind of moving in here. Corsairs killing Overlords, and Storm getting dodged pretty effectively pretty effectively dodged there. That one not so much. That one really not so much. And the natural base is pretty much a total loss here. DT's in the mix. Trying to mess up the pathing of the Zealots with drones on the ramp, but the worker count is not in a good place here at all. It's 97 to 58 supply. It is just all of the Zealots and DTs in the mix. 4 kills on this DT, mind you. An Archon from the High Templar that merged themselves into one. And, well, I think that's it for effort. He's down about double the supply. His drone count keeps plummeting. He's at 47 to 32 workers. I'm telling you, the +1 on the Zealots is huge. It really helps them do better against Hydralisks. Dark Templar down. Macro Hatch down. I mean, I don't know. Can effort save this? It's just so annoying that it takes a million shots from a Hydralisk to kill a Zealot. It is. It's the most annoying thing in StarCraft. Okay, there's probably more annoying things, but still. Zealots are tanky boys. Zerg wishes they had something as good as a Vulture is at killing Zealots. So it's 90 to 56 supply. I don't, like, sure. The Hydra count is kind of scary, and sure, they have plus... Oh, do they not have +1 attack yet? They almost do. Oh, it's done now. Look at that. But this is just too much Protoss and Storm, and, well, that's your GG, and there it is. Oh, effort. Oh, effort. Goes down 2-0 to Bisu here. I mean, who can blame you? Bisu is just terrifying in every right. Oh, he's an incredible player. I just don't know what should they have done? What should have effort done there? Let's talk about this real quick. I mean, if he could have canceled +1, I think it would have been easier to hold. But Bisu already had Storm coming, and you can't break these cannons with just that many Hydralisks. You need more, and maybe some Zerglings too. So I think Storm would have gotten done regardless. And the Dragoons aren't a great answer, right? Normally, Dragoons aren't that great against Hydras, but when it's like a 1-to-1 scenario, it's just not going to go well for the Hydras at all. The Corsairs, which, again, to Bisu's credit, he made and he got stuff done with, even though I was like, Corsairs. Nah, he supply blocked, killed Overlords, made the DTs more effective than they should have been. I think just throwing up a couple more Sunkens at the front door of the Natural would have saved him. I honestly do. Couple buildings, couple Sunkens. The Zealots can't really get much done. The Storm can't do anything against buildings and Sunkens. He could have saved it. He just didn't devote enough to defense in this natural base. If he defends this and keeps his third and fourth bases rolling, he's in a great spot. He's really not in a bad spot here. But losing the natural and then just having Zealots help in his business, killing drones, slowing him down, that was the problem. So fortify your natural and your third base against potential Protoss incursion Zerg players. You'll be glad that you did. All right, final score coming up. I mean, not to take anything away from what Bisu did. His timings were sick. His storms were great. His upgrades were fantastic. Bringing the Zealots down to save the Forge as he did to save that +1 was big too. It's just, there's a reason he's the best Protoss player of all time. 55,000 points for him, 38,000 for effort. We're looking at 80 Zerg units killed and only lost 31 Zealots. Well, I guess Protoss units in general. And then resources here. Again, it was largely a 2-basing Protoss. Effort was on 4 bases, but got out gas mined and out mineral mined and out total spent. So that just goes to show Protoss can consistently keep an economy up and get an army going, whereas Zerg is kind of down in army at the start of the game. Their economy isn't super healthy either, but once they get up to that 11-minute mark, 12-minute mark, that's when they get scary, and Bisu really has no interest in going there if he doesn't have to. And he didn't. In either of these games, he didn't get to the 12-minute mark. So that is how good Bisu can be in the short game. Whew. And that's how it wins. All right, so that's going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.